Do you head back into the shop, or do you...
We're just gonna yank her into there and be like, okay! And like, we're back.
And she looks up and, like, you can see she's starting to, like, measure out fabric and... yeah, what?
I didn't
what
get a dress.
Right.
Oh,
she needs a dress.
What is that shouting as
One
she...
to cover her other tit.
One tit.
Why would I cover my...
Okay, do you have a style? What is that shouting?
You
It's
know,
not a
it's when she's
soldier.
like, it's like, you know, the reds or the oranges. She's from the lead. Yeah, you know.
Oh, Brelid. I have some lovely beaded fabric that is from Brelid, actually. A bit expensive. It did come through the desert. And she goes and brings out this, like, really rich looking, like, dark purple fabric that has these small beads just all the way down.
I'm gonna put my hands up in like a false curtain towards the girls and be like, I'm just saying, I'm not sure how like ethically sourced these fabrics are, but it appears to be a problem. Just saying. And then puts her hands down.
And she's like
Stealth
draping
check?
different. She's like draping different fabrics over. Remember, like
Layla, just out of
It's
curiosity.
like tossing them to like get
she's
it over.
8 feet
Like
tall.
keeping a house and
How many countries do you have fabrics from?
Well, the two that we're somewhat friendly with. Now, keep in mind, we're still not entirely friendly with Brelid, but that's mostly political, darling. Don't worry. And she's like,
No, trust me, I don't take it personally anymore.
oh well, good. And she just continues to like
a drink
bring out different.
Because that timing of that was perfect. I don't take it personally.
And she's just like bringing out different fabrics now, and they're like the deep purples and like very dark reds that like you're used to. And she's, well, now what style of dress are you wanting?
So my question here is, am I looking at this fabric like, yes, the fabric of my people, or I'm looking at this like, this is the Walmart on Sand Lake, and you're trying to sell me a Mickey Mouse t-shirt right now? Like, what am I looking at here?
These similarly to how they had priestess. This isn't stuff that the common folk wear. This is pricey as hell. And why does someone in Giron have this?
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, this came from the same merchant then?
No, someone different. We have people who come from Brelid escaping, I guess, and they sometimes bring, well, this would be lovely as a sash. They sometimes bring things with them as she goes and starts to, like, tie
you
things
see
here.
Sophie and give like a no, don't say that.
She's just gonna like undo this and take it off and like hold it out. You know they have that saying, when you're an Atasith, do what Atasith people do. Do you have like, not that.
Not this?
No.
And
You know what? I'm very far from home. I don't need to.
Sophie just like
Oh.
puts the fabric in it. Maybe something from Tardota from my people. And starts to go through those fabrics
And
again.
and she like passes off just all this fabric to an apprentice, and yes, blues would look nice. Blues would
Yeah,
look.
sure. Whatever you think.
Do you have a style that you prefer? Do you want a bustle? Do you want something a bit straight? What are you saying no about?
No bustles. She needs leg room. Let me just. And she just starts pulling stuff. Don't ask her any more questions.
No, please put that. Miss Benevolence would be very upset if things were not put in the right order, and you might not have washed your hands. Please put them back. And she like edges in front of you and starts putting these rolls of fabric back. and-
Safina's the mother-in-law on Say Yes to the Dress, who's
Yes.
running around Clydesdales? Kleinfeld? Who's running around Kleinfeld, like, picking up dresses
I'm not
off the
ashamed
rack.
that I know that, okay?
And she quickly like has an apprentice stationed in front of Safine to stop her, and she brings over this very pale blue material, and it's not necessarily a satin or a silk, it's just a very like soft, almost linen cotton. And she, what about this? It's pretty much as far removed from Brelid as you could possibly get.
Very nice.
All right.
Have you ever seen a dress from Berlin?
I've seen pictures.
So, there's probably, because I'm thinking very like Daenerys and fucking what's her name, Lysandre. You know the ones where they have like the metal ring and then it just loops through the ring and then they like tie that out. Very, very common, insanely common. It's just one sheet of cloth that they like tie in a bunch of different places. So for Remembers, it's the same idea where you've got like a loop at the top and then you like fold the cloth over twice and then it gets like tied in strategic places. So it's like half toga, half like dress, but there's definitely like the Angelina Jolie like leg slits and stuff. So she does like an approximation of this and is like this, you see? Like this. And
So you want me to recreate your outfit?
well, it's a good... can move my legs and...
Yes, I can make it so that you can move your... How about I just... And she quickly, like, sketches up this, you know what? Give me 2 seconds.
Is it still like sketchy outside?
I like this fashion
Yeah, there's
episode.
people, like, there's soldiers that are, like, going by and...
Find it, I'm trying to dress it, fine. Don't look outside.
That's literally why Sabine started to pull fabric. She was like, oh, you know, these fabrics, we need them. Don't look outside.
Meanwhile, Angrad's just like standing by the window, nervously looking out, not paying attention to any of this shit. Like,
Oh, yeah, she's worried about benevolence.
She's gonna be like, do you want like a sash? Or like, my treat. You seem concerned.
I am concerned. I want to go check on benevolence. I'm not going to turn you down if you're going to buy me something, but I'm not going to stop being concerned. I mean,
That's fine, but like maybe for a millisecond you'll be not doing what you're doing. You're making me nervous.
I need something for my head then.
Retail therapy.
Or whatever. I trust you. We shouldn't have said that. I don't like that look. Stop it. Stop
I
it.
think of something.
Stop it.
I'm gonna find an intern. What is your weirdest passion project you've got going on right
Make it work.
Designers.
You have 1 hour.
I want you to get something in the most obnoxious color fabric you can
now? No,
find.
I need to get it drab so she's sad.
Oh, this is my sad scarf.
Her sackcloth.
Claudius? Is that you?
Scarf.
It's this one home item.
I
This
really
is
love
my
this very
bad
traumatic fashion episode. This is great. Everybody's getting new clothes, and also it's sad.
And a new coping mechanism. Sophine is literally going to ask the intern, what is the biggest passion project that you're working on currently, like that no one will let see the light of day?
I'm not allowed to have passion projects.
Sophine just like slips them a sheet of paper and a pencil and is like,
And she just starts madly scribbling.
whatever that is, be in reason, but I'll buy whatever it is.
And she like starts furiously scribbling faster.
Don't go over 25 gold.
Damn, you rolling? What the?
I have 10 gold to my
Stole
name.
the god gift, y'all.
She
Like,
surely did.
Wow,
You
wow,
were
wow. It was a
lucky.
unicorn gift?
No, it was
No,
from Felena.
Definitely a god.
It was a unicorn gift, firstly, thank you very much. And she said plots, like side plots, would never affect necessarily our main plot, and I'm gonna hold to that.
It was main plot, though.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah,
And that's-
it was.
Hell yeah! Padme Amidala looking! Excuse me! Hell yeah! I will fucking buy that. Yes, please, and thank you.
So remember screaming.
When
Customers just...
Shakira sees her new dress.
That will be 32 gold.
Fuck me. Actually, I think I have that much though. Hold on. I've got like 200 gold. Hold on.
What?
Please hold. I never buy anything, so I've got a fuck ton of gold.
I love that I didn't expect this to be a shopping episode, and it's very much a shopping
Yeah, we should
episode.
probably giddy on up. How
Well,
much was
we're
I gonna...
preparing.
I'm
for
trying.
the report.
I know. I'm gonna snag it. Anyway, what's the cost? I don't... what did I do?
26 for yours, and then 32 for your friends.
No. The intern for the passion project.
She's like, I don't know. I'll have to let you know when I buy the material. I'm not allowed to use it unless I buy it, so it will likely be between 25 and 40.
Alright, I'm gonna give you 25 because that's the budget I agreed on.
You have 1
Fine,
hour and
okay.
25
But if I don't
gold.
like
Good
what I
luck.
have, if it's shitty and I come back and you're trying to swindle me, I will take back the deposit.
But I will be using that money to buy the
Right,
material.
I know what I said.
Then I won't be making it. I
Just
only make
good. Believe in yourself.
I only
do
make
something
a
about
good
this.
1 gold a week.
She just puts it in her hands. Just figure it out. Figure it out. Don't say anything more.
It's not
Don't say
worth
anything
it,
more.
and she shoves the
She
money
just-
back.
She leaves it. I'm gonna come back to this if it's trash. Okay, thanks. And then starts walking away after the gold's at her feet.
She's
Alright.
just like,
Figure it out and look forward to it.
Making
Goodbye.
friends everywhere.
Tip your waiter. Have a good night.
and by the time that you guys have gotten she's gone over the sketch and everything like that, like you peeking outside, you can see that like the soldiers are now like gone, and whatever people had been rushing past have also gone on their way.
I will be buying the dress, thank you.
I am immediately headed up towards Benevolence's. Like, as soon as I see that the coast is clear and, like, they're kind of done, I'm gone.
All right.
I think
And
that
the
that's
guard,
your dress.
the guard kind of nods at you as you go up. And so you've like left them and you've bolted.
I mean, if they want to follow me, they can, but at this point, I'm just focused.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with you because I just dropped gold at someone's feet. So I think
Alright,
I bought you
follow
a
it
dress.
in after and make sure I buy my sick ass dress.
Alright.
What kind of dress?
I don't know. We'll find out.
Okay, well, let's go.
All right. So the three of you hurry up to the upper tier, which Safine, and remember you only were there for the university or for the hub. So you
Nod at the guard, wink, give a little shimmy. They know why I'm here.
and they just kind of nod and they like glance at the other two as they follow it after you.
We're adventurers, it's fine.
And then they just like blush. and you guys now see as she brings you into the neighborhood, you see these extravagant, outlandish houses.
I turn to Rumor and go, what does that mean?
I'll tell you when you're older.
You go on adventures.
And
duh.
so
We'll
you
tell you when the unicorn actually comes close to you.
and so you head into Benevolence's house and you go ahead and you knock on this huge ornate like brass door knocker that's in the shape of a rose, and one of the manservants opens the door and may I help you?
Yes, I would like to speak with Benevolence, please.
I'm very sorry, she's not accepting callers at this time.
Tell her it's me.
I will, and these two?
We'll wait in
We're
the parlor.
adventurous.
Their names, miss?
They are from my party, they are my friends. This is... Can't fucking think of a lie right now, yo.
They're trying to follow.
Thank you, ma'am. What was your name?
I don't see how this matters.
They are my friends. This is the Lady Safine, and this is Remember, and I just need to speak with Benevolence, please.
Of course, if you'll just come this way. And he leads you into this lovely plush drawing room where everything is done up in these pale yellow and pink roses. Like, even the carpeting is this pale yellow and pink, and it's all just immaculately stitched. And he goes on up the stairs. And he's gone for a few minutes, long enough to go up to the room and speak, and he comes back and I'm very sorry, she's not receiving callers at this time.
Inside check.
What?
Same.
Natural fucking 20.
You got it.
He is just doing his job.
Nah.
Aw.
Too bad we're gonna
Well,
We're gonna have to kill him. We're gonna jump in.
And he just stands there, outfit starched.
That doesn't mean that his job isn't for benevolence, though. That could mean his job is being met for you know him.
I've been here a few times now looking around. Do I see if anything has changed? Are there flowers that weren't here before that look like they might have been sent by somebody? Is there anything?
Juliet, this, bro. Get some pebbles.
Tell her when she feels well again, I would like to speak with her.
I will do this. I can escort you out.
Thank you.
And he opens the door and thank you for calling.
Thank you.
And he nods to each of you as you pass by.
Come this way.
And he just like bolts the door behind you.
As soon as the door is closed, I'm going to check windows, make sure nobody's watching, and we're going to go around towards the back of the house.
Go ahead, and all three of you will have to roll stealth.
Oh, fuck. Giant.
Yeah, mine was too. Because I rolled in the wrong.
Fucking side of my thing. That's a good old man.
It exists.
Hell, we are not.
I think it's like a 7, if I'm remembering right.
Mine's a solid 9.
Okay.
I'm auspicious.
You know what? I've got a +4, so it is a 9.
No, you guys start to creep around the building, and you hear this shriek, and a gardener. You just have like walked into a gardener, and I'm sorry. Are you looking for the front door?
No, we just came from there. No, it is okay. I was simply looking in the garden. I wanted to send benevolent flowers.
From her own garden?
Not from her garden. I was seeing her preferences.
Oh, well, that's sweet. She does like begonias and she likes azaleas.
Thank you very much for your information. I appreciate it.
Oh, heavens. You really should not go creeping around houses like that. Someone could get the wrong idea.
I know. I wanted it to be a surprise, though, you know.
It was very surprising. But yes, begonias and azaleas. If you like, I could... Well, no, he might not like that, but those are the sort that she likes.
Nice.
Please don't mention this to anyone. I still want to surprise her.
Of course, yes. Hello. And she's just this, like, petite human woman who's in just this, like, black and white uniform, and...
She just
Okay. Well,
anime waves.
No,
Right.
that we have our information. I think it's time for us to go. Thank you for coming on this adventure with me, ladies.
Right.
Oh, all right.
Hip hip cheerio. Goodbye.
Yes, goodbye.
Remember, he's like, oh, sorry, now.
Let me go
This is
ahead.
the most high stakes episode we've ever had,
And we're just like
and we
bouncing
keep doing
around.
the most bullshit stuff.
I got a natural 20 on an insight check and then fucking flopped the next one.
Yeah.
I mean, thanks for the natural 20,
But also maybe be useful.
no, you're good. I hate this. I hate this.
Really quickly, I have one
Likely
question for
dated
you.
woman.
Yes?
You said something. Who might not like it?
Oh, well, her patron.
Oh, I've been hearing a lot about him. He actually set a preference for me the other day when I was in the arena.
He did? I mean... Alright.
It's the fighting one, not the performance one.
Oh, okay. Well, yes, he has all sorts of, beneficiaries.
Do you think he would be a good man to work for?
A good what?
A good man to work for. Isn't that what that means? You give me a light, so I have the potential to...
Yes, it depends. Sometimes you're working for them, and sometimes they just want to encourage you to be creative.
Like with...
Sometimes, perhaps he wants to be able to fund your fighting and in matches or tournament. I'm sorry, I don't really know the fighting circles, but I know that with Lady Benevolence, well, he just pays for her shop, and he pays for the house, and he pays for us, and
Do they do any of like this kind of
Oh, heavens. Well, if they do, that's really not any of my business. I just keep the gardens looking nice.
Does he visit often?
He just like, you know.
Not too often. He visits now and again, I suppose.
So if you work
Can
for
I-
him, you may have to.
Can I
Can't reach.
insight check her to see if I can notice if she's like,
I just noticed
if
that
she looks like she's under the influence of any kind of spell?
Okay.
Don't hurt me.
Guilt.
6.
Damn.
I have a decent bonus to this, so it's a 10.
No, you really can't detect anything like that.
One is retired for the night.
Alright.
Yeah, no, I'm just asking around. If I'm going to work for him, I want to know the sort of person I'd be. Well, a patron by him, then I would want to know.
Oh, yes, that does make sense. Let me see if I can get live going. Well, I'm sorry that I can't be of more assistance, but he's my employer, not necessarily my patron, and even then I've never met him.
So you don't see him when he comes in?
Oh, no, not at all.
Does he have like a secret way he gets to the house? Like, how have you never seen him?
Well, I suppose he just never comes when I'm working.
So
He
you-
sent me a letter at my previous employer and requesting my services here.
So he handpicked you.
Yes, it does seem that he did that. I mean, I like my job, and I think I do very well in the gardens. And, well, yes, I do a very good job.
He must be very good if he handpicked you.
Well, I thank you very much for the compliment.
Does she glow?
Faintly, but not much.
Okay.
She's like marriages, funerals, and weddings, and the christenings, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of person.
Not devout. Well, thank you for your information. What was your name?
Oh, yeah, I'm Jenny.
From the block.
Amazing. Thank you, Jenny. I appreciate it. You said
not feeling my
azaleas
rest,
and begonias?
Yes, those are the ones that she tends to have, well, those are her favorites, but unfortunately I'm not able to grow them very well, so we usually do have them purchased.
All right. Well, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Yes, of course. Well, again, please don't go sneaking about gardens. Someone might get the wrong idea, and I would hate for someone to run you through.
I would think that as well. In most circumstances.
Oh, well, have a lovely day.
What does it mean? What does it mean?
Sabine just looks at it, remember in the face, and is like, "What woman want?"
I think that's also
Okay.
a unicorn thing, but like I'm not even sure on that one.
Good to know.
It's okay. Fuck. Well, I packed spider climb, but we can't fucking use it.
We knock out the forest.
Maybe she's just sick.
Nope. Hard no.
Do you
The
know
day
our
after
DM?
we meet her fucking patron, who's also the big bad evil guy.
No.
Maybe we should meet up with the fellas
We
Probably.
can come back later. Like, we can come back
in
tonight.
the dead of night.
After we spring run out of jail. After we bust her
Well,
out
that's
of
gonna
jail.
happen at dawn.
Da-da-da-da.
Yeah, but we're gonna have to start that process a little bit earlier than dawn if we want to make it there on time. Whew, doggy.
I super don't like that. I super don't like that.
Back to the end.
Transition.
Alright. So, you guys make it back to the inn. And you guys get in actually a bit after the guys do. So what do you guys do when you get there and the rest of the group isn't there?
Okay, well, so we get our suits.
I am, yeah.
Do we
Take my suit up back
Do they
to my
come in
room.
like nice suit bags?
No, he actually has got them so that they were fitting you guys and then just took your other clothes, folded them up and wrapped them in brown paper and handed your old clothes back to you.
I change back into my old clothes before I leave his shop.
And he's like, well, yeah.
All I can hear.
Tenzin does as well. He puts his robes back on.
He just sighs.
All I can think of is that scene in
I
Steven
didn't.
Universe when they get suits and they're like out on the town and they're like, "Hi, it's Mr. Greg."
It's Mr.
That's
Greg.
these guys right now.
Yeah, no, like, I'll just go back to my room and
It is
put my suit away in my room.
Okay.
Tamsin will do the same, and then we should probably meet up.
I'd probably go downstairs, grab some food. I haven't eaten yet.
Okay.
Yeah, Tamsin will meet him down there and kind of just discuss
All right.
what they're gonna do.
So when the three of you get back to the inn, you find the two of them hunched over a table with some food,
Hunched.
talking.
Nice.
So I have a cape of us tonight. There's something wrong with benevolence, and I need to know what it is.
We've got
something tonight too.
we've got lots of new. Actually, wait, weren't we supposed to meet? What's his name before night?
Gordon.
Yeah, we were supposed to meet Gordon.
What was the protocol with Gordon today?
I cannot remember off the top of my head.
Because all I know is we were supposed to go get fancy clothes so we could meet him in the upper tier.
I'm pretty sure that he was going to, like, have a lunch thing for you.
Contact us.
Is it,
Yeah,
how late
like-
is it in the day now?
It's later morning.
Oh, okay.
Was it today though?
Yeah.
Or was he gonna? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, hey, go get some clothes and then come talk.
I don't know. We're supposed to meet him now.
Do we remember?
He
we're
gave
supposed
you
to
he
meet
gave you his address.
Okay.
Like, he gave you the
Oh.
professor's...
him? Okay.
Oh, that's right. Professor Knack's address.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's where we're going. Yes, we have to meet Gordon. But I think we have some more pressing matters at hand.
Well, yeah. Well, that'd be tonight, then, wouldn't
Do you
Well,
guys
we
tell us?
it? No, we're just.
Rinna's. We think somebody tried to fake Rinna's death,
On what?
and we're talking about this
Yeah.
quietly at our table.
So
Mhm.
we were on the way. We're after the tailors, and we're watching people get executed. And then they say Rinna's name, and then everyone freaks the fuck out. Someone uses metaphysical, and you get a note, and then we got away.
What the fuck?
Yes, so we went to the tailors, as Gordon said to do, and then we figured we'd wander around. As Claudia said, we were in the market, there was a lot of hustle and bustle. They were sentencing people, and then they were going to hang people, and somebody shouted, not out for Rinna, and my best guess is that it's all Rinna. Not that it's unlikely that there'd be another Rinna, but then somebody put this scroll in my hand and took off, and all I saw was grey hair, and then the crowds went crazy, and supposedly there was a loose mage, and we had to get out of there. And I read to them that the scroll said, not her, cell 18, guard change at first light. So we think Rinna is in trouble. Well, I think Rinna's in trouble.
Yeah.
And
But we also have to go meet Nak later, so.
What the fuck?
But
Alright,
also
hold on,
somebody,
hold on.
somebody knows that
Who was yelling in the crowd?
there was just people, several people
Lots.
calling out for her, and then it got crazy.
It happened like that.
It was so fast, and there was guards all over the place. We had to get out of there, so we ran back to the tailor. But what we know is that somebody knows we know Rinna. Somebody knows she's with us. For some
And
reason, her
somebody
death is being faked.
Knows
She
that.
was up to be hanged.
Well, I don't know if her death was being fake. Maybe it was just another Renite.
Did you check the bodies?
Renatus. No, there was a big fight. Like the gods were beating the shit out of her.
That must have been when they were like, magic user.
Yes.
Yeah, they
people
were saying that.
Yeah, calling mage.
I think we got caught up on the other side of the same scuffle, but we went dress shopping anyways.
Oh, you guys, you all got new clothing as well.
Yeah, we'll have to find some fucking party to go to. What are you talking about?
we're going up to the upper tier. You could join us.
Well, I don't think they can go with us.
But they
Alright,
could.
hold on.
They
Why
can
are we
go
going
with us.
anywhere if Rinna is in prison or hanged? What are you talking about?
Yes.
Well, she's in prison, and
supposedly
they
she's
told
in
us the
prison.
guard changes at dawn, and they gave us the cell number. So we could go investigate that, or we could just wait until then. We could not do anything because we barely knew her. There's lots of
That's
options.
We barely know you. What the fuck
Yeah,
are you
I was about to
talking
say.
about?
Well, yeah. I probably wouldn't expect you to go after me, but
Shut up. Stop. Believe in yourself. Okay,
So-
hold on.
what is that?
Shh, believe in yourself.
We think this could either be a trap, or somebody who was close to Rita knows or knew that she was with us, came to us for help. They were able to spot me in the crowd and give me specifically the scroll. So it's either a trap or somebody needs our help, but the only way we can find out is if we go, as Claudius put it, spring the trap and at least see who's there and why they're there and why they're leading us to this cell. But we have to make a decision
So
because
our
it's early.
order of events is you guys have to go see Gordon. We gotta check on Benevolence, and we also gotta see if and where Rinna may or may not be.
It's gonna be a busy day.
Yes. Oh, not to mention all the other stuff we've got going on. At some point, we're going to have to discuss going to retrieve Professor Knack's item.
I'm gonna. I have a thing. I'm gonna ask some ravens questions. Oh, you haven't been here. Don't follow me. And she walks up the stairs back to her room.
Claudia's finna roll whatever he needs to in order to follow something.
He has no
Somebody
idea what is happening.
Somebody, maybe.
I'll go with.
You could. Maybe you should. I've always had some good success rates when you're around. I'm not sure why that is. Maybe it's.
She's still very
Can I
distracted.
come
She
see
like
what is
barely
this?
is tuned in.
If
to any
we
of this
ask Raven, if it's that so Raven, we may be able to
Wait,
assist.
the other night I prayed and a raven showed up. I could help.
Sabine makes a disgusted face.
What do you mean?
I flew up to the spire, I prayed, and the raven showed up.
He's opening up. Don't share.
All right, let's all go back up to my room, I guess. She like trots up there.
Okay, so you guys all like cram together
She's
in
like,
this
I hate
room,
doing
and
this with an audience.
Hiss comes out and starts like snapping at shoes and climbs up onto Remember's shoulder and like snaps at a couple braids and then climbs down and then just goes to stare at Claudius.
Remember plays with
Claudius
Kepler.
goes-
I play with Kepler.
And then you see him go.
And he's like, yeah. He approves.
And then as you're watching him, he just blinks and suddenly he's just a boy. And he's
I bought you a gift today.
gift.
It's a surprise. It won't be done until like tomorrow, though.
Mama, it's not fair though.
But like, it'll be so fun.
And then he just starts walking around the room, like picking up various things and just shoves them under the bed. And he's my gift.
She just looks under the bed to see how much he's accumulated.
So much. Like every time you guys go out, he just takes little bits and pieces. Like he's clearly gone into Temsin and Remember's room. Like he's gone into the various rooms and just taken bits and pieces of
Are
everyone's
our
stuff.
rooms like joined, or is he literally?
No, he's
leaving?
literally leaving the room to go get stuff.
And look at
And then he crawls under the bed and he just
when you're leaving the room,
yeah,
because I know you are.
yeah,
You're leaving as a boy, right?
yeah. And he's like
Okay.
slapping on the floor with his hands.
I'll just let you know. Sometimes people steal even little boys.
I bite him.
Right. But I told you not to leave.
And then he goes, Iskay, I'll burn him. And then you see like smoke come out from his teeth.
Remember?
Alright, listen, so we can't, it's really good, and I love it. We're still in Giron. We'll get fucking killed.
Not if I'm a boy, because dragons are not good, but boys are fine.
Dragons are excellent.
Right.
I'll take you to my country, we fucking love dragons.
Right.
You're great. However,
And he's doing this under the bed, and so he's like hitting his head a little
boys
bit.
cannot
Dances
breathe
of light.
fire. Boys can't breathe fire.
But I can breathe fire.
Yeah,
So I breathe fire. Boys
because
breathe
you're a
fire.
dragon.
Now I'm a boy now.
You're a boy and dragon.
No, now
Dragon
I'm
boy.
boy. No, now I'm boy.
Okay. Alright. Okay.
So boy breathes fire.
You're
While
on,
this is
boys.
happening, Safine's gonna start her ritual.
Giron
To, like,
boys do
call
not
down
breathe
the
fire.
ravens.
So because we are in Giron, you cannot do the things that they can't do. Okay, look. You see Engerad, right?
How do we
Okay, fancy
incentivize
mom.
this?
Fancy mom had to go buy different clothes because we're in a different country,
No,
right?
she's a nice lady.
Nice lady, sorry, nice lady.
Yeah.
Had to go buy different clothes because we're in a different country, yes?
Yes.
Okay? So we all had to get different things when we came here so we could fit in, right?
Ah.
I show him my wings.
Okay. And he like comes out from under the bed and he stands in front of me and he goes, "Understand is okay. I understand." And then he blinks and he looks completely different. Like his hair is now like this like little auburn color. His skin is darker. His eyes are bright green. And he has little white freckles over his nose. And even his clothes are completely different. And they're just bright pink. And he, "Understand, Mom, understand." And then he goes back under the bed.
Sophine just
Great
like
job.
waves her hand and is like, whatever.
Looks great. I love it.
I like that color.
And then you just see like sparkles come out from under the bed.
Alright, good. We'll work on it.
Prestidigitation.
We'll work on it.
What was it that I had you rolling for?
I have no idea.
I think I was having you roll Arcana when you called.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeet.
Okay, hang on.
Can I try and help?
You can. Yeah, you can
Wait,
do
if I
it.
had-
Where two or more are joined
Wait, I
together.
don't understand if I have, what is that called? Proficiency in it? Do I use the intelligence modifier if that's what it is?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait. Oh.
Your proficiency is just a
It's a
whatever
modifier.
modifier.
Okay, no, that's your.
Oh.
Go to Arcana, right there,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then that number.
And then then I'm proficient question mark, so it's
Okay, so your intelligence is that, and then your
Plus one.
proficiency
Yeah, that's
adds your
what I see.
proficiency bonus,
right, which is here.
this.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a little bit better. Hang on. Not by much though. 14.
Okay. So you just went and
I just like open up the windows and I
Yeah.
like pour out some offering, like get some bread and just random things that would like be a gift. Would
Okay.
you be raising your hand to
I
assist?
would like to read you a feature of the noble background that I just realized I have.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, I know.
Thanks to your noble birth, people are inclined to think the best of you. You are welcomed in high society, and people assume you have the right to be wherever you are. The common folk make every effort to accommodate you and avoid your displeasure, and other people of high birth treat you as a member of the same social sphere. You can secure an audience with a local noble if you need to.
Oh my
What
god.
the fuck have we been doing this whole time?
Our best.
Backgrounds?
Not that.
Okay.
All right.
I
So,
don't even have a background.
but do keep in mind that you are of Adgord, so that does affect.
yeah.
So like regional stuff like that does affect it a little bit,
And
you-
also noble versus king.
Aw,
Hmm?
mine does that too. Kind of.
kind of.
I don't like that.
I'm gonna have to reread yours again.
It's people will help you if you're in need.
Yeah. It's
Never
Folk
mind.
hero?
We'll
No,
have,
haunted
I'll have
one.
to talk to you about background for me.
yeah. We can go over backgrounds after this.
Okay.
Regardless.
Anyways.
Did my ravens come or not?
2 ravens come and alight on the windowsill.
Okay.
And like they kind of peck at the bread, and one of them like pushes it off the window, and the other one kind of fluffs up its feathers,
Okay.
and then together they both say, "Ask."
Okay. I get 2 yes or no questions. Let's think about this.
And they like go back to fluffing their feathers. One of them like hops into the room and just starts like hopping around.
You could ask if Rina is the prisoner in that cell.
Or is it a trap?
Okay. How can I best word this?
Should we ask about his camels being... Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much confirmed.
Okay.
Okay, first question. God, I don't know how to verbalize this.
Well, we can... Why don't you put it out there and we can help
But that's
you
like, I just asked you all.
question. What are you trying to
I'm
ask?
trying to verbalize the fact that I want to know if it's a trap or not, but I want to also confirm that it's Rinna.
How many questions do you
I only get 2. And they're yes or no.
Is Rinna
is going to cell 18 a good idea? That way it's like, well, I'll be like, no, it's not a good idea, or yeah, it's a great
Can
idea.
we
and then it
save
doesn't matter
Rinna
it's
if
Rinna
we
or
go to
not.
cell 18?
First question.
And the one that's like on the windowsill stops pecking at its feathers and just looks at you.
Can we save Rinna if we go to see cell 18?
Yes! And then it like flaps and flies off. And then the other one that's still hopping around like pokes under the bed and you hear his go, no!
Stop it. You stay away from them. Should I ask if benevolence is held against her will?
I would feel better if you do.
Or if she's safe.
Well,
Because she might not be being
Claudius's
held
mind
against
is like all the unanswered questions he has about himself.
Is she safe?
He's like slowly dying inside because he can't ask them.
her will. Aww. What if he
Question-
just spit it out and used up a question?
I think it's she has to ask them.
if-
And he wouldn't do
Chaos
that.
energy.
I almost wonder if I should ask if she's being held captive by Skamos. But if not, she could be still held captive by
Yeah, that's
someone
a little
else.
too
Yeah,
specific.
that's why captain
Okay.
in general is.
Question number 2.
And then it straightens up.
Is benevolence being held against her will?
No! And then it flies off.
Oh, bye.
Well, let's go see Rinna, I guess.
Well, we have to go visit Gordon first.
That too.
Yes, that's not till tomorrow morning.
No, that's
No, it's today.
That's like in an hour.
Wait, I thought you said next light.
No.
No, Gordon.
Guard change is at first light. That was the Rinna thing.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
I said Gordon.
You said
Yes, and I said yeah because I meant that the other thing is until tomorrow morning basically. So we have time. But before then, we should probably try and get some intel on the prison.
Do you even know where it is?
That's why I think we need
Yeah.
some intel. Claudius and I will have to go meet Gordon. Perhaps remember you're good at gathering intel for strategic things like this.
Yeah, alright.
No, I mean you have combat training.
Yeah, combat. We'll figure it out.
But
That's
either
fine.
way,
Alternate proposal, I can gather that information relatively easily.
yes, that is true as well. So whoever thinks they're up for that, and Claudius and I
I'll
will
only
go
do
figure out what it is
prisons,
Gordon wants. Alright, I guess we have to go get changed. Alright, so Tub's gonna head upstairs, or he's gonna head to his room to get changed.
Yeah, reluctantly.
Put on their
Okay.
fancy suits.
So you guys go ahead and get changed, and what are the 3 of you doing? Like, I'm wondering, do y'all see them in their fancy duds?
Probably.
Yes.
Okay.
Decision making.
So you guys see Claudius and Tamsin emerge from their rooms, and for the first time Tamsin is not wearing robes or cloak. He is
Like that.
just wearing the same kind of suit that you've seen here in the city. And the same with Claudius, like underneath this very long coat that he's wearing a similar style suit.
I like it.
No, not a word. Nope. And just starts walking upstairs. Nope.
But Claudius,
Nope.
you look charming. Oh,
Nope.
okay.
Nope.
Tamsin, I like your suit very much.
Thank you. It's a little too colorful.
Oh, but you look
not what
lovely.
I'm
I
used
love
to,
the
but-
color.
Tamsin,
It feels pretty Edwardian, yes.
let's
It does
go.
feel like you are wearing something that relates to your culture. I like it.
Supposedly. Alright, so we have to go.
You both look
Claudius is
amazing.
already red, so he
Thanks,
can't
Angra.
blush.
It just gets
Good
like,
for
darker.
him. Good for him. He can't blush.
Okay. So you guys go ahead and you follow the instructions that Gordon gave you to get to the professor's house, and it's this similar similarly ostentatious as the rest of the place, but you can see like there's a very weird shaped lantern over there, and there's like a sculpture that looks like someone just hammered a bunch of metal together over on this side of the yard, and like there's some daisies that are just growing around another really bizarre looking sculpture
It's
that
very Professor Knack.
from one side it looks like it might be a horse, from another side is that a snake? And then if you look at it from a different angle, you're like, no, I'm pretty sure that that's like a sandwich. Like that's the kind of stuff that's in the yard. So how do you approach?
Casually. Which is very awkwardly.
Yeah, I'm assuming there's like a prominent front door, like front
Yeah.
entrance, so
Yeah.
go up to the
And this door is actually bright blue.
bright blue.
Yeah, the door
Knock
is
on the
bright
door.
blue.
Okay. Is it like a big door or a small door?
It's a very large door. Okay.
not on
Very
the
small
door.
man.
So you go ahead and you knock on the door, and Gordon actually answers, and when he opens this door, it doesn't just like open. The door opens so that you can go in on either side.
That's
it's
cool.
that big. And he steps back and thank you. You both look like you fit in, so come on inside.
Thank you. And
Pick
follow me.
either side of the door. I hate this thing. And he like goes to close it after you've come in, just both at once. And he this way. We'll dine in the parlor. The dining room is got one of his inventions.
Question. How nice is this house?
It's nice, but it looks like the nice has been just overridden by inventions and sculptures and just various like bits and pieces of everything. Like there's a pile of wheels that are just in the corner with like a lovely vase of flowers on top of them. It's looks like someone is trying to insist they're not a hoarder.
Nice.
It-
This is probably the nicest house I've ever seen, yes? Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I do a perception check throughout the house?
Yeah.
Okay. As like we're traveling to the other room. 21.
Yeah. Is there anything that you are looking for exactly, or just a general?
Anything that would give me kind of an idea of like him, where he's been. If I see anything else that's kind of like hints
Yeah.
to like the other stuff I saw at the shop, or
Okay.
just kind of like general layout, that type of stuff.
You do see a similar, like that, like red string kind of invention grid travel map he had going on. He has one here as well. You also can see where there is just a pile of documents, and as you pass them, it says order manifest. You see an unopened crate with a crowbar and a big note that says opened by, like, and it's got like a date scribbled on there. And
Is it past the day?
It's past the date. And so it's just, and that's everything that you're passing is just everything from everywhere. Like whoever this person, like whoever Professor Knack is, he travels as much as he possibly can, or he buys whatever he can from everyone coming through.
Any like peculiar objects that might seem other
You
like
s-
that I can't relate to anything else, like seeing a clack or
You do see a
That's
sheet of
whisper.
metal that is shinier and glossier than anything you've ever seen in your life.
interesting. Okay.
And so he leads you back into the parlor, and there are a couple small tables scattered around these very plush chairs, and he directs you, Tamsin, into a smaller one, and that's the professor's chair. It will probably be more comfortable for you. Sir, if you'll just take a seat here, and each of the chairs has just this small table with like a luncheon laid out beside it, and he settles himself into one and crosses one knee over the other and takes up a cup of tea. And I trust that you had no problems this morning getting your clothes. I heard that there was some sort of commotion over in the color district.
Yeah, we were able to stay safe.
Yeah, no problem with the clothing, other than color. But
There's something wrong with it?
no, I'm not used to wearing color.
Yes, I noticed. That will actually help you blend in more than it will make you stand out.
I suppose. But yes, no, it went
Your man was
smoothly.
very good.
He is. He does, excellent work.
He spoke very highly of you.
Yes, I should hope so.
So, about this job that you have?
Yes, it actually goes a bit along with the professor's. I have the map here for you of exactly how to get up there to the old ruins. I've always tried to have my own sort of side business. Being his valet is very accommodating, but it's good to have a nest egg of my own if I decide that I want to do something else.
Of course.
I have received a few pieces from near the ruins, which the professor seems to not have any use for, but I think that they can be quite valuable, or at least fashioned into something quite valuable. The only issue is that the people that I send find themselves never returning, and I am quite certain that that's because they died.
What are the pieces?
Well, and he, leans over and he removes this small circular disc with a little glass, almost dome on the top, and he hands it over and...
Investigation?
Go ahead.
Can I use my wisdom modifier? Because that's what I use for my tinker's tool, my guns, and all that.
That's fine.
Okay, cool. 15.
As you're looking this over, it doesn't look like anything that you've ever seen before. It doesn't even look like anything that you've fashioned for your weapons. This is, again, the same very shiny metal material, but you can actually see small grooves where it looks like it fits into something else.
Can I do an insight check on it?
Anything else?
Go ahead and you can do perception. Excuse
Okay.
me, perception on it.
Oh my gosh. 7.
This is unlike anything you've ever seen in your life.
Anything else?
I have a few bits and pieces of a similar make, but I can't quite seem to find out what they go in. If you look there and there, it looks as though that's a seam, and if you flip that over just there, and that looks as though it connects into something else of a different material. I'm not even sure what that is, and it's this dark black that's not metal, and you don't even know what that texture is.
With everything together, can I try and see if I can kind of piece it together in my mind, or
Yeah, you can definitely.
same thing?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's good. 21.
Okay.
I'm gonna get Jameson's grenade launcher.
This picture is sponsored by
You get the idea that it fits into something like that.
That's a top view.
Mm-hmm. Now, those pieces that I currently have, they were purchased from someone who was not working for me. They were actually found in this little antique shop. Well, it's hard to believe from the condition that they're in, but they were found almost 25 years ago. And I purchased them after that fact roughly 9 years ago, and I still...
These are two different pieces.
Yeah, you get the idea that the one that is the top one. That's what you are holding, and you get the idea that it fits down into something.
Okay.
Like from how the seams run and everything.
And you have not figured out in that time what it could be used for?
I've tried everything. The professor has given it a few attempts, but nothing works. Nothing functions that he puts it into. It's a very odd piece, and I'm fairly sure that it's not just decorative. I'm sure that it has a use.
So,
I want whatever it goes into.
So you want us to, while we go find your other artifacts, to look into that as well?
Yes, the professor has deemed it an unnecessary excursion, which is why it is something that I am funding on my own.
The rest of our group will be going with us on the first trip.
That's fine.
If we knock it all out together, you don't...
No, that's fine. I don't care who you bring with you. You just need to do it quietly. If it's some sort of development beyond the clacks, beyond anything that we have here, it would elevate my position in society to find it.
Beyond the clacks?
Like the...
And what if it's of another sort of nature, say perhaps of the metaphysical kind?
If it's metaphysical, then I'll sell it elsewhere. Perhaps I'll go off to Adgord. I'm sure that the professor wouldn't mind another trip.
Right. Why this piece in particular?
Do you ever have something that you just have to figure out?
I think so. Sometimes, maybe, perhaps.
This is something that I just have to figure out, and I can't let it go.
And you're willing to spend money on that you may not be able to gain back?
Yes.
This is a very particular item. What if we cannot find it? The ruins are a pretty large area.
If you can return with the professor's prototype, or artifact, whatever you want to call it, if you can return with that, or return with proof that it doesn't exist, I'm fairly certain that you can return with proof that whatever is connected to this either exists or does not. I don't know if it's old, I don't know if it's just some farce that someone made up. But we don't have metals like this. I don't know what it does.
Yeah, it sounds good to me.
I think we'll have to... we still need to communicate with our team about going to the ruins.
Yeah, we already decided we were going to do that, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, if we go to the ruins, we'll definitely go and...
And compensation?
I'm willing to pay you this much, and you can tell your friends, or you cannot. It's up to you.
Oh, you had
You're not supposed to peek!
If you return with the artifact,
I'm never gonna find out.
if you return with it, I'm willing to pay you that much.
For the prototype?
No, the prototype is the professor's deal. If you return with whatever connects to this, I will handsomely reward you.
Yeah.
Sounds, acceptable.
It's more money than we've ever heard of. Oh.
Alright, well,
I'm sure we will be in touch. We have some other business we have to take care of in town before we leave for the ruins. But I'm sure we'll stay in touch.
glad to hear it. And if you don't, then I certainly will. I have my connections around the city. I've been here long enough.
Yes, so
Yeah, me too.
And he just starts, nibbling on the stuff that's beside his table, his chair.
Before we leave, you were very interested in the voice of the gentleman. I was just wondering if you had any other information, any parts, just anything concerning that.
Well, there are some stores here in the upper tier that sell bits and pieces for them.
What was that? Oh, bits and pieces. Are you looking?
Looks at Timson. Wanna go?
They are a noble's plaything, so they aren't cheap.
They're not just that.
Well, I don't. I mean, possibly we could on the way back. But I think that's all. There's nothing else that you have to request.
No, I just hope that you return in one piece.
Yes. Well, I think we hope that as well.
And
Doesn't sound like past travelers have had much luck with that.
no, unfortunately not.
Luckily, I don't rely on luck though. So, if fate wills we come back, we will. And Tamsin kind of stands up and nods. Are you ready, Claudius?
You're free to eat if you wish.
Oh, we ate breakfast, didn't we? We just ate.
I just ate. Thank you.
Yes, I apologize. We just ate, but appreciate it.
That's fine. And you said that you ascribe to fate.
Oh, you have no idea.
I've never met someone of the order, but I've always wanted to speak with them. What? If you ascribe to fate, then why are you here?
I just believe in fate. You could say.
Right, but didn't you have to make the choice to walk up here?
Well,
What
if
if-
I'm here, then fate wanted it because
And-
it would have directed me elsewhere.
And if you had tripped on a loose stone on your way, would that have been fate telling you not to?
Well, I'm here,
I was
so
like, you don't want to know anything.
I'm
about
here,
that.
so it's neither
Just
here nor
okay.
there because I am here.
That's a dark joke.
Oh. Also, R.I.P. audio.
Yeah.
So, you just sort of do whatever. And you don't make choices.
He just looks through people's things. And I kind of give him a sly look.
He ignores
Is
the
that-
sly look.
It's a joke.
Uh-huh.
I'm kind of new at it.
And, well, that is interesting. Suppose I could follow the order then, and then whatever happens is fate.
Yeah, how does that work?
And Tamsin's just there, thinking in his head, I don't have time to get into all this with these people.
Go to the temple if you want this
He's
information.
like the white rabbit from Alice in Wonderland. I have things to do.
TikTok.
TikTok.
Trust me, I would gladly be the person that brings you inside of my home to argue with Jehovah's Witness, but I ain't got time for that right now.
Right. But we do have quite a bit to do today, and this is quite a deep matter.
And he just leans forward. But fate has put me in your path to ask you questions. So shouldn't you answer my questions?
I'm not feeling compelled by fate to do so at the moment.
So you get to decide when it's fate.
Quite
That is
literally,
interesting.
no,
Have a lovely
unfortunately.
day. and he just, you can see yourselves out. I'm sure you remember the way you came in.
Yes.
And he just leans back with his tea and he's,
It's very smug.
Oh, they walk out. Or Tamsin walks out.
and he just watches you both as you go.
Well, now we know that Gordon is evil because up until this point, everybody that's put Tamsin on blast for his fate thing has immediately turned out to be evil and had to be murdered,
No,
instantly.
Oak put him on blast.
That's right, Oak did put him on blast.
No,
oh my
we
god,
know
Oak.
We have to
that
kill
they
her.
are-